Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some massive information to go over. We have some new potential updates for Legend ZA, some major leaks for the Nintendo Switch 2, and we also have some new rumors regarding the upcoming Pokemon game as well. There's a lot of things to take a look at today, so if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. It's trying to 500 likes, really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. Let's get into the video. So, starting things off, we have this update here about Pokemon X and Y, which could also mean something for Pokemon Legend ZA. So originally, we had Dr. Lava here tweeting out saying, oh, a Pokemon X and Y dev just DM'd me some interesting information. Very cool, it rarely happens. Especially them initiating, almost never. Too bad that X and Y video is already done and up on YouTube, but I'll definitely use the stuff in another DYKG, so that's Did You Know Gaming video, sooner rather than later. So this is really interesting because obviously things from Pokemon X and Y could easily be used in Pokemon Legend ZA. You know, maybe if there was a scrapped Pokemon or something that we didn't know about from X and Y, could easily be used in Legend ZA. Like we know about Mega Flygon that was scrapped, Mega Jinx that was scrapped, maybe there were other Mega Pokemon that were scrapped during the initial kind of development stages of Generation 6 that they're going to bring back. You know, just because these Pokemon have been scrapped doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be coming back. Like I know a lot of people want Mega Flygon, just because they were going to do it originally doesn't mean they're going to do it in this game. I think it just gives them more of a reason to do it though, just simply because they were already going to do it at one point. And they've probably already got like designs and stuff and ideas about it. But either way, we also have Soul Silverheart quote retweeting it saying this is super interesting, especially because from this we could learn more about the cut Pokemon Z game or any cut X and Y content, and just maybe some of that content could now be used in Pokemon Legend ZA. So yeah, exciting times. Obviously we'll have to wait for the Did You Know Gaming video that Dr. Lava works on, but yeah, really excited to see what other cut content was going to be in X and Y that potentially could have some altercations for Legend ZA and everything like that. Anyway, moving on, we also have some new Nintendo Switch 2 leaks as well. So, rumor, Nintendo codename may point to something related to Zelda Breath of the Wild in the works. So this is like a leak and a rumor rolled up in one. But either way, this was posted on Go Nintendo saying, rumor Nintendo codename may point to something related to Zelda Breath of the Wild in the works, so open your eyes. So today happens to be the 1-year anniversary of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, an unbelievable sequel to the equally unbelievable Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was Breath of the Wild that turned the Zelda franchise on its head, and now we're seeing a rumor that might point to Nintendo not being done with the Wii U/Switch Zelda outing quite yet. So prominent leaker Midori, who has shared accurate information on Sega and Nintendo titles in the past, has posted a tidbit that will no doubt be very interesting to Legend of Zelda fans. According to Midori, Nintendo is currently working on a project with the codename Yu-King-Oh. To those very familiar with Nintendo's codenames, this one will seem quite familiar. Now, I know that we're a Pokemon channel talking about Legend of Zelda, but, you know, we're getting somewhere with this information. So we know for a fact that the codename for Zelda Breath of the Wild was Yu-King. We also know that Nintendo likes to add another dash and letter to codenames when they work on ports. For example, the codename for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on Wii U was Kinopio, but the codename for the Switch port was Kinopio S, while the 3DS version was Kinopio C. So what on earth could Yu-King-Oh be? Well, if we follow the naming scheme above, you'd have to think that Yu-King-Oh is a port of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Makes sense, we've done it in the past, it looks likely that that would be the case. As you know, the Switch is the only platform Nintendo has on the market right now, so it's not that far of a reach to imagine the O in Yu-King-Oh relates to the Switch's successor's codename. Long story short, if that reasoning plays out, Nintendo could be cooking up a Breath of the Wild port for the Switch successor. Please keep in mind that all of this is rumor and speculation. Even though the source of the codename is quite trusted, that doesn't mean their information is 100% legit. You never know what is actually floating around out there, so please take all of this with a grain of salt. At most, until we have more evidence, all this makes for a fun bit of speculation at this point. However, it gets deeper than that. So we have Stealth here saying, according to leaker Midori, Breath of the Wild could be getting a new edition on the Nintendo Switch 2. The Yu-King was Breath of the Wild's codename. A deluxe edition of Breath of the Wild with all the DLC on the cart with enhanced visuals and performance would be tempting. And then while the Switch isn't backwards compatible with the Wii U, Nintendo saw how successful just about all of their enhanced ports were, both in terms of sales and filling out the release schedule in between new games. This will be a very Nintendo move and not shock me in the slightest. However though, it gets more interesting. So, originally we have Centro here saying Nintendo Switch 2 codename is Muji. That has since false. Update, the previous tweet is wrong. Check below. So this is the actual tweet here. So it's not actually the codename of the Switch 2. It's not Muji or Mujai, however it's pronounced. It's actually ounce. So this is why it's interesting. So this was wrong. Muji is a placeholder in the SDK files. The real codename for the new console seems to be ounce. So when we go to what obviously the codename for the Breath of the Wild kind of remaster or like port, whatever you want to call it, it's King O. So King being the codename of Breath of the Wild, and then -O, what's the Switch 2 codename? It's ounce. So that O could easily mean ounce. It all kind of adds up. It's looking very, very likely that Breath of the Wild is going to be getting a port for the Nintendo Switch 2. It was leaked accidentally by Nintendo in a Switch FW update last year. Some were speculating whether ounce is a very OZ, which we don't know yet. So Midori, a very trusted leaker, mentioned a new project by Nintendo, potential Breath of the Wild remaster coming to the O platform. So there is a project at Nintendo with the codename King O. It might be related to the rumors of the next Nintendo console's codename. So it all makes sense, and then reference to ounce found in FW 16.0.0, not used in the current Switch models. And then finally, we also have Puro saying, I knew that the codename, but never thought it could be related to ounce or something. To be honest, Midori has made a great point here. So yeah, there is a project in Nintendo with the codename King O, might be related to the rumors for the next Nintendo console, and that's kind of what Puro, who obviously is one of the most credible leakers, has also said. So it looks like the O could very well be, you know, for the ounce, which is obviously the Switch 2 codename. Now, what does this mean for Pokemon? Well, if Breath of the Wild is getting a port for the Nintendo Switch 2, I very much expect Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to also be getting a port as well. Like Stealth here says, a deluxe edition of Breath of the Wild with all the DLC on the cart with enhanced visuals and performance would be tempting. Now, we have already had a Scarlet and Violet kind of thing like this, but this was released before the Indigo Disc came out. The Indigo Disc was a download, whereas the Teal Mask was on the cart. So maybe they just released now a cart with all of it on it, maybe already has the mystery gift for Petrant and stuff like that. All of that is already loaded onto the cart, and then you just play that on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's going to have enhanced visuals. It's going to obviously run a lot better. Hopefully 60 FPS for the Switch 2. And as well as that leaker ages ago that did say all the stuff about the kind of DLC and got everything right. They did say there was going to be an enhanced version for the Nintendo Switch 2. You know, maybe that was still the case. It just got pushed back like loads and loads and loads. But if, you know, Breath of the Wild is getting a port, then I could also see, yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet also getting like a big deluxe edition as well. And then that will just be the final thing that we get for Generation 9. And maybe they do like another DLC or another like update or free update or something to kind of go inside, like coincide with it. Maybe a new mythical or something like that. But this is looking really likely that Breath of the Wild is definitely getting some sort of remaster for the Switch 2. But yeah, I think that also means that Scarlet and Violet, and maybe other games as well, could also be getting big remasters. And that is also one of the projects that Riddler Coup could have been talking about. He did say there was 3 projects for the Switch 2. One Legend ZA, one would be Generation 10, and then the other project would just be the enhanced versions of Scarlet and Violet. So that's what I think is going to be the situation. I'm pretty confident that is going to be the case now. This definitely gives a lot of kind of, I guess, likelihood to, yeah, the Scarlet and Violet enhanced version as well. But let me know your thoughts on all of that. What are your thoughts on this whole Nintendo Switch 2 kind of leak here in regards to the Breath of the Wild game, and also do you think it does mean that we are going to get enhanced versions for Scarlet and Violet? Let me know your thoughts on all of that, and then also what are your thoughts on this as well? Do you think that we are going to be getting some potential cut content that we could be seeing in Legend ZA as well? So that's all of that. Moving on, we also have a new rumor to kind of finish off the video with, all regarding Legends ZA. So this was posted on the when was this posted? The 10th of May, so a few days ago now. Posted ZA info by Anonymous, obviously posted on 4chan. Take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes may be wrong, sometimes may be right. Well, most of the time it's wrong, but either way, take it with a grain of salt, as always, with these Legends ZA rumors. So they start things off by saying Piplup, Snivy, and Litten are the starter Pokemon and will receive Mega Evolutions. So, yeah, I mean, Piplup, Snivy, you know, Litten, Scorbunny, Torchic, whatever the fire starter is going to be, the most likely options for the starters if it's not going to be the Generation 6 starters for Legends ZA. Getting all of them getting a Mega Evolution would be really cool as well, like Mega Empoleon, Mega Superior, and Mega Incineroar would be really, really cool. I wouldn't mind that at all. Hopefully it still means the Generation 6 starters would get Mega Evolutions as well, but these are apparently the starters, and these are apparently the evolutions, apparently the Mega Evolutions as well. It then goes on to say, even if it's entirely within Lumio City, governed by Lysander's great-grandfather, it's an open map game divided into 5 areas and famous places from X and Y, which will be explorable. So, yeah, it's this whole kind of situation where it's just in Lumio City. Again, it could very well be like a GTA situation where obviously it's just in San Andreas or something like that, and obviously there's loads of different things to do. I'm hoping there's a situation. I don't think it's going to be like a really small game. I think the city is going to be massive. And I think there's going to be loads to explore. We should be able to go in buildings again. Obviously, we couldn't do that in Scarlet and Violet. So I'm expecting that to be the case. Loads of side quests. I'm expecting that to be like small portions of different areas that we can go to as well. I'm expecting just the main kind of point of the game to take place. So all the major battles, the boss battles, if there's any like alpha Pokemon we have to fight, maybe like an alpha Pokemon starts running havoc in a part of the city and you have to go over there and calm it down and take it out and stuff like that. I could expect things like that to happen. Anyway, moving on, it says revisited gameplay from Arceus, more similar to Scarlet and Violet. Mega evolved bosses, which would be obviously like the alpha bosses that we had, enraged alpha bosses that we had in obviously Legends Arceus with like Cleavor and Avalugg and Arcanine and Electrode, stuff like that. One for each main area, mini bosses like Alpha, but also real trainers. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool. So in certain areas, it's like a big mega Pokemon that you have to fight. Like I say, could be running havoc, destroying the city, and you have to take it out. And the other places could be like these evil trainers that are part of this like evil team corporation or something that you have to take out as well. It'd be cool if it was like a mixture of that. I'd be very, very happy to see that. And then it says, certain Pokemon will have more than one Mega Evolution. Interesting, like Flygon and Milotic. Also, once you already have it, will receive another form, so the Kanto starters. So, apparently Flygon, even though it got a scrapped Mega Evolution, is now getting 2 Mega Evolutions. And then Milotic is also going to be getting 2 Mega Evolutions as well. And then also the other Kanto starters, so Venusaur and Blastoise, all going to be getting an extra Mega Evolution as well. See, I'm not a massive fan of Pokemon getting 2 Mega Evolutions. I don't see why a Pokemon would get 2 when there's, you know, other Pokemon out there that could easily benefit from 1. Like, what's the point of having, you know, 2 Mega Milotics when you can have 1 Mega Milotic and then like a Mega Luxray as well? It just, for me, it just makes a lot more sense. I understand that Charizard and Mewtwo got 2, and I mean, Charizard is a massive fan favorite, and Mewtwo is as well, so that's probably why they got him. But Pokemon like Milotic and Flygon, I think they just need 1 Mega Evolution. I think it doesn't really make sense to them to get 2. The Kanto starters, you kind of understand a little bit more because obviously Charizard's got 2, but at the same time, I don't really want 2 Mega Venusaurs. I don't want 2 Mega Blastoises. Just give them other, you know, give those Mega Evolutions to other Pokemon that are in much dire need of it from Generation 6 or Generation 5, whatever generation. It then goes on to say, in each area, there is 1 Zygarde cell protected by a boss, while cells will be found during dungeon exploration. I really like that idea. That's a really cool kind of feature for the game. You know, having a Zygarde cell is protected by a boss, so that could be like a trainer or a Mega Pokemon or something. And then wild cells can still be found during dungeon exploration. So imagine if the game had dungeons as well, like you could do online dungeons with friends where, you know, there's just loads of Pokemon kind of walking around and like you've got to fight and stuff and they're trying to kill you. That'd be such a good, like, there'd be such a good online kind of feature. I would absolutely love to see that. Diancie, Volcanion, Hooper will have their quests. McGinn will not be in the game. McGinn not being in the game, I just can't see that. Like, I know it's a Generation 7 Pokemon, but there's so much Kalos representation with McGinn. I mean, it was made in Kalos. So I would be really surprised if McGinn is not in the game. I understand that it's not a Generation 6 Mythical, but still, it's a Pokemon that you would like to see make an appearance in the game. And then Diancie, Volcanion, and Hooper, yeah, it's going to be a similar situation to Legends Arceus, where obviously they were all kind of capturable through side quests and stuff, just like Shaman, Darkrai, Manaphy were. Hopefully will be the same situation with Legends EA as well for the Generation 6 Mythicals. And then it goes on to say, once you've beaten a boss, a new controllable Pokemon is unlocked. So I'm assuming this is going to be something like the ride feature, just like we got in Legends Arceus, where when you beat a boss, yeah, you get like new ride Pokemon and stuff. This feature is a fusion between Synchro Machine and mounts like the ones in Arceus and Koraidon and Miraidon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I don't really know the importance of ride Pokemon for a game where you're stuck in a city. Like maybe there's like a couple of lakes or something that you have to kind of surf over. But again, it's not like Legends Arceus where there was like loads of oceans and stuff you kind of surf through. For this, in a city, there's not going to be oceans, you know, so it doesn't really make much point, like, it doesn't really make much sense to have a water Pokemon to kind of ride around on. It says a new Squirrel-like legendary will be Zygarde's counterpart. So this is obviously a reference to the kind of inspiration from Zygarde, Yveltal, and Xerneas in that kind of inspirational myth. There is also a squirrel Pokemon as well, so that could very well be the A legendary. A lot of people are not expecting it to be the case, but it very well could. It could even be a mythical as well. It could be another mythical for Generation 6. Which, if it was a small little squirrel, you kind of would expect it to be a mythical, because mythicals usually, even though you can get big mythicals like, you know, Arceus and stuff, you do also get the small ones as well, like Mew, Jirachi, Manaphy, Celebi, Petra, and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on, Yveltal and Xerneas will appear in the post-game, so it doesn't say anything about these two getting forms. I still expect them to get their complete forms. We know they have complete forms. That's already been spoken about in like lore and stuff like that, so I definitely expect to see that in the game. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they do get anything. But apparently post-game, I don't know, I'd much rather them be in the actual main story. And then AZ and his Floette have a key role in the story, but AZ is not present as an NPC. So maybe they've just been spoken about through like dialogue and stuff like that. I'm 100% expecting AZ's Floette to be catchable in this game. And again, we don't know if it's set in a different universe or a different timeline. So maybe instead of AZ getting that Floette, we get the Floette this time. It could even be a mystery gift as well. You know, it could be like an early purchase bonus, because that's maybe the only way they can really do it without kind of affecting the story too much. So just how we're like Scarlet and Violet, we got mystery gifts, and you know, for everything from like since Generation 6, we've had like Torchic with Blazikenite, we've had Shiny Beldums, we've had Munchlaxes, Dust Lycanrocs, everything like that. Maybe we just get an early purchase bonus, and it is just AZ's Floette, and we finally get it in the game with its own. I can't remember what its move's called. It's like Eternal Flower. I don't know what it's called, but it's like it's got a specific unique move. But anyway, I really like this rumor. It's pretty good. I like the whole dungeon kind of aspect. There's a couple of things that I'm not a massive fan of, but I don't know if I really believe it. But I think they've just kind of done their research and stuff. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this rumor. Do you think it is true or not? And also, let me know your thoughts on everything else that we've covered. What do you think this cut content is going to be for X and Y? And then also, do you think we're going to be getting enhanced versions of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.